You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Our top story this evening, a heated dispute between two Manatee County School Board members is caught on camera. The incident now being investigated by Bradenton Police. Board Chairman Scott Hopes and board member David Miner got into an argument during the school board meeting, and that feud then spilled over into the parking lot. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from the Manatee County School Board tonight. Jess, what's the latest on this investigation?
Jacqueline, Scott Hopes claims that David Miner tried to hit him with the car here in the parking lot of the district following Tuesday's school board meeting. The two were arguing and it was all caught on camera. The video now in the hands of police. Take a look. School board chairman Scott Hopes says he was talking to another school board official after the meeting when school board member Dave Miner calls him over to his car. The two argue. Watch as Miner gets into his car to leave and starts to pull away. That's when Hopes claims Miner tried to hit him with his car and that he had to jump out of the way. I tried to reach out to Miner several times today, showing up at his office, but he was not around to comment and did not return any of my calls. Police have confirmed they are investigating the incident, but would not comment further on the case.
This weighed heavily on me. This was not a step I wanted to take. Didn't ask for it, but as the chairman of the school board of Manatee County, you know, I saw something and I said something, and that's what we want our students and our teachers and staff to do.
The next Manatee County School Board meeting is just 5 days away. Hope says he'll be there. There's no word on whether or not Miner will be. Now, there already is a law enforcement officer present at every meeting, but there's no word on whether or not there will be more added to next week's meeting. Reporting live in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Jess, thank you. Tomorrow, Governor Rick Scott will meet with the families of victims of last month's mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Raising expectations, he will sign into law a sweeping school safety measure that sparked pushback from people on both ends of the gun control spectrum. Last night, the Florida House voting 67-50 to approve the bill to spend $400 million on mental health screenings and services and school hardening. Additionally, the measure will raise the age from 18 to 21 and impose a 3-day waiting period for purchases of rifles. The most controversial part of the measure allows specially trained teachers and staff members to bring guns to school. Some lawmakers say the advocacy of parents and the timing of the shooting are the reasons the bill passed.
Because we were in session, and being in session and an election year, those two forces combined, something had to happen.
The families of all 17 of the victims of the Parkland shooting have encouraged Scott to sign the legislation, even though the governor has resisted arming teachers.
In an effort to make sure Suncoast residents are prepared for an active shooter situation, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office hosted a civilian active shooter training today. Today's class is one of 3 active shooter trainings this month for locals. All 3 of them are fully booked. This is video from an active shooting training that the Sheriff's Office held with local churches a few years ago, something similar to those upcoming classes. 40 Suncoast residents attended today's class where they learned about the mentality of an active shooter and how to defend themselves in that type of situation. The next training will be held on April 5th.
A 2-alarm fire sends 1 person to the hospital in Englewood today. This all happened before 10 o'clock this morning at an automotive shop on McCall Road. The Englewood fire chief says 1 person had to be taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. It took crews about 20 minutes to put this fire out.
Heavy smoke and flames coming out of one of the sides as they made entry into the structure. It was an older building with a flat roof construction. They had a lot of flammable contents inside.
There's no word yet on what caused the fire, but an investigation continues.
You could certainly feel the chill in the air today, much different than it was over the past previous days. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, temperatures struggling to get into the mid-60s today on a north wind, and looks like a west-northwest wind right now. It is a high fire danger, by the way, across the entire peninsula for the most part. All the areas see in red, meaning the humidity values less than 35%, and winds out of the at least 10 miles an hour or stronger. Not along the immediate coast, though. Because of that west-northwest wind, the humidity is a little higher there, but again, east of I-75, that value has dropped below the 35 percentile range. Now, 58 degrees our current temperature. The dew point is as low as it's going to go, I think, tonight. 40 degrees right now. Winds out of the northwest at 13. Rather brisk northwest wind this evening will make it feel a little bit colder than that. In fact, wind chills tomorrow morning will be in the 30s across the entire area. And right now it's 58 degrees in Jacksonville, 62 in Orlando. A little bit warmer in Miami, 71 there, 70 in the Keys. And I mentioned those winds. They're anywhere from the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. We've had gusts as high as 20 to 25 today. Some of those gusts could be as high as 25 to 30 overnight, and that will be very cold for some folks. And you can see the temperature forecast to drop things down tomorrow morning. We'll be in the mid-40s to upper 40s right near the beaches, though into the mid-40s to even some upper 30s well inland. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. Sarasota Memorial Hospital continues to try and work out their contract negotiations with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Now, if the two sides don't agree to a new contract before the end of the month, the hospital and their complete network of centers will become out of network for thousands of people. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from Sarasota Memorial Hospital with more on the story tonight. Rick?
Yes, Scott and Jacqueline, good evening. There are a lot of people concerned over this, including Sue Ashby. And Sue, thanks so much for joining me. And first off, talk a little bit about a letter that you received concerning this entire situation.
Yeah, my husband received a letter saying that with effect from the 1st of April, Blue Cross Blue Shield wasn't going to be supporting Sarasota Memorial Hospital. I'm in the middle of some treatment at the moment, and that's going to go on after that date, so it sort of put me into a bit of a tailspin, and I thought somebody ought to sort of bring it to everybody's attention that there's a problem here and it's going to affect thousands of people.
And what are some of your main concerns right at the moment?
Uncertainty, really. We hear there's maybe some talks going on. We don't really know what's going to happen. And 3 weeks is not very long to reorganize your health issues, where they're going to want to start doing everything from start to finish if you have to change hospitals and things.
And how important is it for Sarasota Memorial as well as Blue Cross to come to some sort of agreement soon?
I think it's extremely important. I think people are finding out about it now, and I think compromise is the answer, and life is all about compromise. They need to get round a table, they need to share their solutions, make them happen, and share that information with the customers. We are the customers, and we're the people who are sick and need their help.
Okay, a lot of folks are hearing your voice right now, including probably some hospital officials, some folks from Blue Cross Blue Shield. What do you want to say to them directly?
Please sort it out and share the news with the people, because some people know nothing, some people know some things. That's just dangerous.
All right, that's Sue Ashby. Sue, thanks so much for sharing some moments. And we did speak with Sarasota Memorial. We actually received a statement from them, and a spokesperson does say they are optimistic that they will come to some sort of resolution very soon on this. So let's all keep our fingers crossed. In the meantime, reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now, and quite a wild day on Wall Street today.
You know, you'd think I would start getting used to this stuff, but 247-point intraday, it just keeps on happening. The low of the day, minus 98 points. The high of the day was plus 149 points. At 3:30 this afternoon, the market was virtually unchanged. So what happened? President Trump signed a proclamation that certainly will have some long-term effects relative to tariffs on China, and the market went up by almost 100 points from there. So let's take a look and see how we did close. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up just shy of 94 points, 0.4%, closing at 24,895.21. That on a volume of 801 million shares. The NASDAQ, very similar. The NASDAQ for the day posted a gain of 31 points, 0.4%, closing at 7,427.95 on heavy volume of 2,109 million shares. The S&P, very much like the others, up over 0.4%, more than 12 points at 2,738.97. Well, that's lots of up arrows, but I'm afraid I can't say the same thing for up arrows for the Kroger Company. You're probably familiar with Kroger. They own 2,800 grocery stores all across the country, and today their stock fell by a dramatic 12% after the company said it does not expect 2018 to be a good year. By the way, I was very impressed to find out that Kroger is the third largest private employer in this country, behind only Walmart and Amazon. They employ 443,000 people. So that, in fact, is a pretty big company. And oh yes, by the way, their stock has been down 15% since, guess what? A company by the name of Amazon said it was going to buy Whole Foods. So every industry seems to be consolidating, and certainly the grocery store industry is not immune by any means.
You also have some news on a big deal in the healthcare industry today.
Yes, and that's consolidation as well. Cigna, which is a major insurer, is buying a company called Express Scripts for $67 billion. Express Scripts, best known for mail-away prescription service.
Okay. Richard, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, President Trump makes an announcement on the future of those tariffs for steel and aluminum. We'll have the details.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus how some chemicals in cleaning products may be just as harmful as the ones in cigarettes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month, or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
I'm Alan Cohn. Trump taxing steel imports. Last week, the president announced he would impose a tariff on steel and aluminum imports. Is this the start of a trade war?
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Joined by workers from the steel and aluminum industry, President Trump made good on his promise to impose tariffs.
ABC's Tara Palmieri has that story from Washington.
Amid resistance from Republican lawmakers, economists, and his own staff, President Trump is sticking with tariffs.
Today, I'm defending America's national security by placing tariffs on foreign imports of steel and aluminum. We will have a 25% tariff on foreign steel and a 10% tariff on foreign aluminum. when the product comes across our borders.
Earlier this week, President Trump signaled that he was ready to announce the tariffs, but there was confusion earlier today if he would follow through. While Republican leaders have been silent during other controversies, on tariffs, they broke with the president.
I'm just not a fan of broad-based across-the-board tariffs because I think you'll have a lot of unintended consequences. You'll have a lot of collateral damage.
The issue has roiled members of his own staff. White House economic advisor Gary Cohn, a free market capitalist, announced his resignation this week. At a cabinet meeting today, Trump called out their differences.
He's not quite as strong on those tariffs as we want, but that's okay.
Allies from around the world begged Trump to reconsider.
This would be damaging to the transatlantic relations as well, but potentially also to a global rule-based trading system.
The European Union said they would strike back, slapping tariffs on American products like peanut butter and Harley-Davidson. Trump offered a carve-out for Mexico and Canada. That's if they come to the table on NAFTA.
Due to the unique nature of our relationship with Canada and Mexico, we're negotiating right now NAFTA, and we're going to hold off the tariff on those two countries.
President Trump has said that a trade war would be good for the economy, but 107 Republican lawmakers have signed a letter opposing the move. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Also from the White House, sources tell ABC News President Trump asked two key witnesses in the Russia probe about their conversations with Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The New York Times first reported that in late December, the president spoke with his former chief of staff, Reince Priebus, after his meeting with Mueller. He asked if Mueller had been nice and treated him fairly. I don't think this is the right video. But President Trump also asked White House counsel Don McNahon about his testimony. Sources close to the president told ABC News the conversations were friendly. Meanwhile, President Trump's former campaign
advises someone in this kind of situation, be careful not to be seen as talking to, most importantly, interfering with, most importantly, trying to sway witnesses who are testifying in connection with this sort of matter.
Meanwhile, President Trump's former campaign manager is back on Capitol Hill to appear before the House Intelligence Committee and its investigation into Russian interference during the presidential campaign. Corey Lewandowski was fired by Trump before the election. Lewandowski first appeared before the committee in January and refused to answer any questions about things that happened after his time on the campaign.
Now to the latest on the second nor'easter to hit the Northeast in a week. Residents up and down the East Coast now dealing with the aftermath of the storm. Poor roads, power outages, and toppled trees litter the streets from Pennsylvania to Maine. Parts of the tri-state area seeing up to 28 inches of snow overnight and 3 different interstates shut down. Spun out and stalled cars dotted this stretch of Interstate 280. Some vehicles left stranded overnight and others at a standstill for hours. Even police left unable to avoid those icy roads.
We have to come out and respond to a lot of these vehicles that are stuck. And in this particular situation here on Sterling Mine Road, now my vehicle is stuck as well.
In New York and New Jersey, thousands without power, many still not recovered from last week's storm. Multiple fires from exploding power lines like this one in Pennsylvania. And to make matters worse, meteorologists are monitoring the beginnings of another nor'easter, which could be headed this way early next week. I think you mentioned that yesterday, Bob.
Yeah, having a couple days now. The storm that's moving through there now, still dumping some heavy snow in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. So it's not over this one. The next one will be there Monday and Tuesday. And that same system will eventually bring us some cooler air. So all that snow falling now just kind of sets the stage for those air masses to come down and bring us the cool temperatures. So we're not over with this either here. We could see wind chills tomorrow morning to start things off into the mid to upper 30s tomorrow. So it will be cold, very cold here for Florida standards anyway. And look at the waves and the surf out there. The surf's very high as a result of that west to northwest wind today. And rip current advisories have been flying all day long along area beaches. That will subside later on tonight. The winds should come down considerably tomorrow. We mentioned that snow still continuing over the northern New England states. You see that in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Not as much, but still it's winding down as it heads off to the northeast. Some lake effect snows occurring in northeast Ohio right now. And the rain over the Carolinas. That's it. That's a rather large area of low pressure, which continues to bring us that west to northwest wind. On top of that, high pressure coming in from the west will keep us in that north flow tonight, and that will allow temperatures to drop down into the mid 40s for most areas near the beaches, upper 40s to near 50 degrees there. But into the upper 30s to low 40s in Wauchula and Arcadia and into Highlands County. We also have that, again, the high surf advisory as well as the rip current advisory, then red flag warning for all the counties east of I-75 in our viewing area. 58 degrees right now. We have clear skies, have some clouds around as well. The dew point at 40 now. And winds are out of the northwest at 13, the pressure 30.06 inches. Futurecast is showing a little weak system kind of moving just to our south along that old frontal boundary. Should miss us. We're not looking for that to be a factor coming in on Friday. We'll see partly cloudy skies. Winds will quickly switch around to the east on Saturday. That'll warm us up, so it'll be cool on Friday. Cold to start the morning off, and then cool throughout the afternoon. And then a warm up on Saturday, and then clouds on the increase on Sunday as this area of low pressure gets its act together. This one, by the way, will meet with another one coming across parts of the Great Lakes, and those two shall cause another nor'easter to develop. And you can see again the showers and storms could be rather heavy from Louisiana through Mississippi and Alabama over on into Friday and Saturday. Well, tomorrow's forecast calling for partly cloudy skies, temperatures warming into the upper 60s, so a little bit warmer tomorrow, not as windy, but we will start off on a very chilly note. And then the temperature forecast for the state into the 30s in places like Tallahassee. Jacksonville right around 41 to start the morning off. We should be, as I said, in the mid 40s right near the coast, and then highs tomorrow will top out into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Well, here's the remainder of that snowstorm continuing on into Saturday morning and even into Saturday afternoon, still snowing there. And then here comes that system I mentioned coming up from the south, and then another one moving through the Great Lakes. They will merge right there over the northeast, and here we go again on Tuesday. Heavy snow expected from Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, down into New York and Pennsylvania. Some of that snow will be rather heavy at times, especially into Vermont and New Hampshire. Temperatures starting to drop, too, across that region as that cold air tracks off to the south and east. And as far as the forecast goes, we are anticipating that cold air to stick around, too, tomorrow. For boaters, winds will be out of the northeast at 15 knots in the morning, and then 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. Seas running right around 2 feet. And with a light chop out there. So mostly fair, cold and colder wind chills into the 30s tomorrow to start things off. And then for tomorrow, I'll look for a high of 68 degrees, still cool. North winds 5 to 10, the extended forecast then. Calling for a slight chance for a shower on Saturday. Should be a nice day, mid 70s, still kind of cool start though at 48. And then a first alert weather day for mainly Sunday afternoon, midday, and into Sunday night, Monday morning. 60% chance for showers and a few thunderstorms there. And then once again, we cool down below average for Monday through Thursday of next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Some breaking news into our newsroom. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the people involved in a shooting at a popular family park. This happened around 4:30 this afternoon at Urfer Park, which is on Honore Avenue near the intersection with Bee Ridge. Reportedly, the suspect or suspects fired a gun at someone inside the park and then ran off into the woods adjacent to the play area. Deputies set up a perimeter to the area and have been searching for the suspect or suspects. The park is closed while this investigation is underway. We'll have more in this story as developments come in. Now to First Alert traffic. We're seeing the northbound lanes of I-75 in Manatee County backed up for a couple of stretches near University, State Road 70, and on up to State Road 64. Also from Fruitville Road past State Road 70. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, another reason to skip house cleaning. A new study suggests the toxic chemicals found in most cleaning products may be just as harmful as the one in cigarettes. With more, here's Mary Maloney with your Health Minute.
A spray here and a spray there may have a dangerous impact on your respiratory system. Researchers say regular use of house cleaners is just as harmful as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. The study was published in a journal from the American Thoracic Society. More than 6,000 men and women around the world were tracked for 20 years. The women who used cleaning supplies daily, either at home or at work, were linked to a sharp decline in lung capacity. They also had a higher risk of asthma. It's unclear why the same trend was not seen in men, but scientists suggest you ditch the sprays and clean using a cloth and water instead, or use products with safer disinfectants and organic ingredients like rubbing alcohol. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
America is facing a nursing shortage, so hospitals are now offering perks and incentives to attract qualified applicants. Some hospitals are offering 5-figure signing bonuses and college tuition for employees and their children. Others are providing free housing and up to $20,000 in relocation costs. It comes as experienced nurses are retiring at a rapid rate. The American Nurses Association estimates the U.S. will need more than 1 million new registered nurses by 2022. Coming up, dramatic drone video captures the rescue of a Florida couple and why Tom Brady and the governor of Massachusetts shaved their heads today. We'll have more on those stories when we return.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Dramatic new drone video shows the Coast Guard rushing to save a couple off of Florida's East Coast. They wound up stranded near West Palm Beach in rough waters. A photographer happened to be there and caught it all on camera. You can see a Coast Guard and a sheriff's office boat circling the couple and a surfer. They tossed in a flotation device to help pull them out. One person was taken to the hospital for treatment, but everyone else did make it out safe.
Shelter animals need a place to call home and a lot of love.
And now, thanks to a unique idea by one shelter, homeless animals are feeling that love from the comfort of a cozy lounge chair. Jeremy Roth has more in today's Take a Look at This.
Shelter dogs and cats are animals without a home, but one Illinois shelter's bright idea is making them feel right at home. The Knox County Humane Society No-Kill Shelter in Galesburg, Illinois is looking for old chairs. The idea is to make the animals feel comfortable while they wait to meet potential owners, and it is working. A video posted to Facebook of the pets enjoying chairs has racked up more than 14 million views. Since then, donations have been rolling in from all over the country. The shelter continues to work to find the pets a forever home, but for now, at least they're enjoying the best seats in the house. And now to outer space. Thanks to stunning images provided by NASA's spacecraft Juno, we're learning more than ever before about Jupiter. Jupiter's surface has bright and dark bands of gas and winds that rapidly flow in opposing directions. Everybody knows that. But now researchers say gravity measurements indicate the planet's turbulent outer layer extends to a depth of nearly 2,000 miles. And the planet's north and south poles are comprised of massive swirling cyclones, seen in this photo that makes me really want pizza. Even crazier still, the mission found that the planet's interior rotates as a solid body, despite technically being a fluid. What? NASA hopes the Juno mission will continue to provide a better understanding of Jupiter's origin, core mass, and interior structure. Or take a look at this. I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, 2 emperor penguins in Antarctica stumbled across a camera that was left in the ice on Wednesday night by expeditioner Eddie Gault. The curious birds flipped it over to face skyward and then took quite a selfie video, as you can see there. The Australian Antarctic Division posted the 38-second clip on its Twitter page. It now has over 164,000 views as of this afternoon. Pretty cute.
What would it take to get Tom Brady to shave his head? Well, how about $7.5 million for cancer research? Today, the New England Patriots quarterback shaved his head in an event benefiting the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Brady also teamed up with Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker for the event, who also shaved his head. But of course, Brady looked better. The cause is dear to Brady's heart. His mother is a cancer survivor. I don't think it matters what his hair looks like, right?
Of course not. He plays some great football. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, why some homeowners are worried about the cost attached to using solar power in their homes.
And a big announcement from a Sarasota state representative on his political future. Stay with us.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Bang Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
We're doing tariffs on steel. We cannot lose our steel industry. It's a fraction of what it once was. And we can't lose our aluminum industry. Also a fraction of what it once was.
President Trump wants to put tariffs on steel and aluminum. Is this the beginning of a trade war? I'm Alan Cohn. We won't tax you if you meet me at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.